Welcome, everyone, to Arlington, Texas, at AT&T Stadium, site of this year's Goodyear Cotton Bowl, part, of course, of the college football playoff. It's time now for the quarterfinals, with the top four seeds a time to begin their quest toward the national championship. But they run into a battle-tested team already coming off one playoff victory, trying to shock the world here today and make the semifinals. As we'll see the number 5 seed in this playoff, the LSU Tigers, taking on the number 4 seed in the playoff, the Tulane Green Wave. 3A Sports College Football. I'm Chris Fowler here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. And here we go, a college football playoff quarterfinal game. We'll see which team's going to be moving on. Kickoff team out there. We're ready to rumble for this college football playoff game. Looks like the returner will try and field this one. And they've got the returner corralled. So Tulane's offense starts with less than ideal field position thanks to that return. Of course, the home of the Cotton Bowl in modern times has become AT&T Stadium, a massive yet somehow intimate setting. And Kirk, this, of course, is where the first championship game of the playoff era was played.
Well, who could forget that? When Ohio State took care of Oregon to win the national championship for Urban Meyer. And this game, like you said, I think it just seems to get bigger and bigger in this setting. The pressure these players feel. Let's see who can handle that the best today.
And a nice first down game there. They get him down, but very close to the first down marker. Getting set. Here's second down. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Quick completion to the tight end. They get him down, but that's a nice play. Moves the ball to a 33. It was a 1st and 10 play.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice game. Love to see the big man get his touches.
The back's got it. He's brought down, but not before they gain to the 42-yard line.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
And the defense able to hold him there to a short gain.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. That was that excellent linebacker with a clear path, just running down and go quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time, the defensive line ate up all the linemen, freed up the linebacker to get into the backfield, and the result is a tackle for a loss for the backer.
7th play now, the opening drive, but it's 3rd and long. Dropping back, we're going to throw for the first down. Incomplete. He was hit as he threw the football there on 3rd down. Special teams on the field now. Here comes a punt. Running it back, it's Anderson. They finally get him, but he found a nice lane in that return, and that means good starting field position for this drive. So the LSU Tigers offense gets their first crack now. Well, it's not easy to narrow down the impact players to just a few guys, Kirk, but what do you expect from them today?
Well, we got guys that can make plays as well as anybody in the country on both sides of the ball. That's why I think this matchup is so exciting. Two good teams with great individual players.
Nice grab. It's Jackson. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down.
It was a great completion here. Quarterback puts this ball on the money. And when you talk about LSU and you talk about the history, it's easy to bring up Joe Burrow in 2019. But, Chris, you've been following this as long as I have. You know that when LSU is really dangerous, they get consistent play from the quarterback. It doesn't have to be Burrow, but just a guy that can be efficient, be a good leader, and complement the running game. And right now you're starting to see that from this team. Good completion. Now, can you do it consistently? Because if you can, with the athletes they have around that position, they become a real threat.
second down after that run on the previous play. Looking to throw again. Bringing pressure. Got him for a sack. A big play made by one of the senior leaders of this defense.
A really good job by this defense. The quarterback looked to be trying to work through his progressions to find his open receiver, but before he knew it, he's on his back.
He stopped, but he gets a first down.
Well, they've had an entire week to try to find weaknesses in this defense and how to attack. And here in the opening drive, they're using the receiver in motion to get him the ball in space and give him those blockers out in front. Great job of designing the play and great execution here by this offense.
So here comes second down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. Same tailback, another carry. He's got some room. Can he get there? Makes it across the goal line. Touchdown, LSU. Now the try here for the extra point.
Chris, we get so caught up in this era of the spread, of throwing the football, and the quarterback and the receivers. This is a great example of the value of having a running back that has a nose for the end zone and can take it in for a touchdown.
He's going to bring this out a few yards deep in the end zone. Tackle at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. And here comes the Green Wave offense back on the field. Last time they were forced to punt it away. Can they get points out of this possession? Here comes the handoff. And he will make the first down. Tackled at the 26.
How about the offensive line here? Just a hat on a hat, opening up just enough room for the back to squeeze through there for a nice gain.
Looking to throw it on first down. Couldn't find anybody open and just has to throw it away.
It has been a tough first half in this playoff game for this offense. They cannot get anything going through the air. Not only they down the scoreboard, but there's really nothing to build around as we get ready to go into the second half.
Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
It's LSU on top as we take a break for the quarter. And the first quarter is in the books. What is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. We expect the teams to have worked through some of the nerves of this playoff game as we begin the second quarter. First play of the quarter is a crucial one. Offense trying to convert this third down. And the quarterback dropping back. Looking to set up a screen pass here. Play never had a chance. Defense grabs him for a loss.
Well, these screen passes are all about timing. I really felt the offense looked like they tipped their hand. The defense started to kind of drift that way towards the screen, and by the time the running back catches the ball, there's just nowhere to go.
With the return, it's Anderson. He's got some daylight turning on the speed. And the returner brought down by the coverage team. And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. They punched it in the last possession. Can they do it again, or will this defense make some adjustments to get a stop? He's brought down, but not before getting into enemy territory at the plus 47. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? They'll run it to the right side. Just a small gain. Look at it, 2nd and 9.
The defense coordinator this week always telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
Trying to extend the play. And he's going to fling it deep, going for it all here. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. Stop made at the 5. The offense will have 1st and goal now. The offense knocking on the door with a 1st and goal.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. And let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big game.
2nd down and goal. We're going to score. They'll run it to the left side. He'll be muscled out of bounds, very close to the goal line.
Hey, the defense is doing everything that they can to try to keep these guys out of the end zone. Now we've got a big 3rd down coming up.
3rd and goal, try to make it on the ground. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Well, Chris, we're still here in the first half, but you got to wonder after that stop there on third down. Now we got a fourth down situation, and now you're in the red zone. You wonder, you want to take the 3 points the easy way, or do you roll the dice and try to take a chance and try to come up with a touchdown?
A field goal would make this a 2-score game, but they elect to go for it on fourth down. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. He's not going to get there. The defense rises up and makes a huge fourth down stop. And the Tulane offense is back out on the field now. Last possession, they were forced to kick it away, and they finally get things going this time. The DB's backing off from the line now. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here. He's a good back. I'd love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Play action fake, looking to throw. Receiver makes the catch. Tackle made after a big gain. The offense finally producing here. Sets up a 1st and 10.
Chris, all week they heard about how fast this guy is. The defense coordinator told them they watched the film. They've seen this guy a lot. But I think the reality of seeing it now in person, I think it's surprised them. They've got to make some adjustments to their defense, or this guy and his speed will continue to have a field day.
That completion good for a 1st down. The offense working with a new set of downs here. Here's the snap, looking to throw here. That one falls incomplete. Good defensive play, brings up 2nd down. They snap it, quarterback looking to throw the ball. And with nobody open, he chooses to just throw it away. This was a promising drive, but back-to-back incompletions makes it 3rd and 10. Dropping back, looking to throw for the 1st down. Defense is coming after him. Down he goes, a sack.
Chris, that's on the offensive line right there. They definitely have to be feeling responsible because it's almost like you didn't protect your little brother back there.
And the punt team makes its way onto the field. He's on to boot it away now. Not what he was hoping for. Instead of pinning the offense deep, it's a touchback. 1st down play call. How aggressive will it be? Looking out throwing here to start the drive. Airing this one out toward the sideline. Caught way downfield for a huge gain. A big play moves the ball across midfield, the opponent's 43.
And just like that, Chris, all of a sudden the offensive coordinator and the quarterback, they changed their approach. That's a big play. So instead of just maybe trying to get into field goal range, now they're really thinking they got a shot to maybe get the ball in the end zone.
And he's going to launch it deep again. Makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. So it's still early, but this offense beginning to build momentum and build the lead now.
As we've seen over the years, Chris, good teams know how to use the first quarter to establish the lead, the second quarter to increase the lead, and the final half just to hold on to it. They're following that blueprint perfectly, widening the distance between them and their opponent before we even get to the locker rooms.
He's brought down to the 27-yard line. Decent return. And here comes the Green Wave offense back on the field. Time is running out before halftime to cut into this now 2-possession lead. First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. No connection there. The pass is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass you got to have to come up with and make a catch.
And the QB will try again on 2nd and 10. And it's going to be incomplete. Defense had a great chance for the pick. Couldn't come up with it.
Pretty nice catch here, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, but hands, sometimes a little questionable, as we saw here.
Defense spends their 2nd timeout to try to regroup. And here comes the punter onto the field. He's on to boot it away now. On the return, it's Anderson. He's brought down, but a good effort to make something of that return. First down here for this offense. Off the play fake, looking to throw. And he lofts it toward the left sideline. And it's intercepted right near the goal line. And he steps out, but that's the takeaway this defense was looking for. The Tulane offense is back out on the field now. It'd be a surprise if they took a risk here in the final seconds of the first half, backed up near their own end zone. And now the defense decides to spend a timeout to regroup a bit. So it's 1st and 10 inside the 5. How does the coaching staff play this? Do they run the ball to get some breathing room, or will they trust the QB and be more aggressive here? They get him down. The gain is to about the 12.
Chris, the defense dials up the blitz. They're unable to get into the backfield, giving the running back enough room. I'll tell you, the linebacker makes a great play just to come up with a tackle here.
He's running out of time here. They got him. It's a sack. The defense will take some momentum to halftime after that one. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
Chris, we wondered all week what this matchup would look like. So much at stake in this win-or-go-home game, and we've been treated to a fabulous first 2 quarters of playoff football. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most.
The kickoff team out there now to get this second half underway. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner is brought down. Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking to make a big play downfield. Marked out of bounds, but it's another big gain. This offense producing chunk plays through the air.
The defense is spread all over the field, creating some one-on-one matchups, and the quarterback makes them pay for it.
First down, looking to throw the ball. Looking for the wideout. It's caught downfield. It's a huge gain across midfield. Ball will be spotted about the 31.
Chris, is it possible to be DBU and wide receiver U at the same time? I think the LSU fans think it's possible. They always seem to have great defensive backs, and they always have pass catchers that just show up and show out week after week, year after year.
He'll wisely throw that one away. Offense right to the line, cranking up the tempo. And the back now goes in motion. A pop pass on the jet sweep. And the defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a first down. Now it's 3rd and short from the 22. You expect this is 4-down territory. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Can he get there on the ground? And they've got him at the 5. Great run to set up scoring position here.
Well, they continue to play good football up front. Nice run, nice conversion here, and most importantly, working with that lead. You keep working that clock. You're trying to advance to that next round of postseason.
Brought down at the 5 after the completion. Defense getting pushed back. 2nd down and goal upcoming. They'll try to power it in right up the middle. Couldn't quite get in, but they're knocking on the door at the 1.
Well, they came very close to punching that one in, and now 3rd down and goal. And if I'm the OC, I challenge my offensive line.
Intercepted in the end zone. Turn, but a takeaway for this defense.
Wow, a risky call by the offensive coordinator, playing with the lead in the playoff in the second half, throwing the football. I don't disagree with it, but now you give this defense a chance to create a turnover, and they capitalize here with the pick.
That's a safety for the defense.
Man, that is a big-time play for this defense. Not only do they get a couple points, they get the football back as well. That should give these guys a spark and some momentum.
And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. That costly red zone interception the last time out. Let's see if they can recover from that error. And it's incomplete as he just overthrew his receiver that time. Incompletion sets up a second down. Looking to pass, it's Collins. And he's going to stretch the defense, taking a deep shot here. And the pass caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And the route is on. That's a crucial touchdown, Kirk. The offense padding its lead now here in the second half.
Yeah, you get into this second half, you start to count possessions and how big your lead is. Now that you're up 2 possessions, you can start to play really smart football, not just on offense, but on defense as well.
And he's going to bring this one out. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. Back goes in motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. Caught in the backfield. It's Bond. Defense drops him for a loss. He went backwards there. A second down behind the sticks now. Corner's back up now, playing a couple yards off the ball. They look to throw it here on second down. From the pocket, delivers over the middle. And they bring him down. That's a very solid gain, but still well short of the marker. The punter has been very busy so far. Can they finally convert here on third down? Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. Not a big return, but the big ends the scoring threat. The offense will now take over at the 30. Outstanding field position to begin this drive. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. But this one is broken up. The ball's incomplete. Here's the second down play.
Well, Chris, the offense takes a shot downfield, and this defender does a great job of making a play on the ball. Not only that, he tips that ball up into the air. Good chance for the defense to come up with an interception there.
They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play. LSU is now operating in the red zone. Takes the ball and heads to the left. Now what a move. And they stop him at the 4 after an excellent run.
Nothing better than an offense on first down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back or...
Touchdown, LSU. To stretch the lead, the route is on. He just goes up and over the pile for that touchdown.
Man, that's some serious vertical by this running back. A well-earned touchdown on the goal line.
Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And he'll be brought down.
Hey, great job here by the defense on this conversion. Nice heads-up play to prevent the 2-point try.
Formation would indicate they're going to try the onside kick here. And looks like the hands team are able to recover the football. And here comes the Green Wave offense back on the field. We'll see if this quarterback can shake off the interception he threw in the last possession. First down, looking to throw the football. He pulls it in for a big gain. And the gain just good enough for a first down.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
Picks up a short gain, but is swarmed by the defense flying to the football. Second down after that run on the previous play. Will hand it off. That's a strong stiff arm. After second effort, he's brought down, but he's past the marker.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. It makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
It's LSU on top as we take a break for the quarter. In these playoff games, we certainly hope for a much more competitive battle, a shot at the national championship on the line. It has not been the case here so far. Here we go, first play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play. They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line.
Boy, how about this defense? Just so physical against the run. These guys have not been able to do anything on the ground, and it's because of that defensive line and those linebackers taking away the run game.
The pass rush closing in. But just gives up on the play, throws it away, and now it's fourth down.
Hey, the good news is here, Chris, they're still in field goal range, and they didn't cost themselves any points, but they could have more. Got to be thinking about going for this on 4th and short.
Needs a completion here on 4th down. Makes the catch. Can he get in? He makes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Tulane.
Love this never say die attitude from this quarterback. He's still slinging it out there. This game's out of reach, but this guy's still putting the ball in the air, and this one's a touchdown.
Extra point knocked right down the middle. I believe they're going to line up here and go for the onside kick. And the hands team able to recover the football. And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. This group has been rolled up double digits at halftime. They've just built on that lead here in the second half. He'll hand it off. He'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
You know, I'd say this run is pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, the guys up front have controlled the line of scrimmage. They've given the quarterback time to throw. They've been able to run, really, whatever they wanted to. That's why the points are going up on the board. Right now, the psyche of this offense is we're in control, and we can do whatever we want whenever we feel like doing it.
They stop him, but it's a first down.
It was a nice job up front by the offensive line, but give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the first down.
They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, these obvious running situations are very tough when you're working with the lead late in the game because you know the defense is going to stack the line of scrimmage, make it as difficult as possible for you to run the football. So nice job there by the defense. They're trying to punch that ball out, do anything they can at all to get the ball back.
Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this third down. Going for his running back. Intercepted, picked off by the defense. Big takeaway, now looking for a big return. That's a pick and a long return before finally being taken down. First down here, time for one more play before the clock stops for the 2-minute warning. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. He's got an open man downfield, and it's caught. They make the tackle, but that's an excellent game. Moves the ball to the 33. We reached the 2-minute warning here. This offense needing to score and then get the football back. And it's caught across the middle. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play. They'll hurry to the line here with the clock running. Looking to throw it from the red zone. Oh, it's incomplete. That's a good job of the defender to break that up.
Boy, this offense has really struggled today, Chris, when it comes to throwing the football. They have dug themselves a huge hole. They're not going to have any chance of coming back. And I think one thing about this is you want...
And it's caught. Touchdown, Green Wave.
Man, I love this. Chris, I don't think they're going to have a chance to come all the way back. But here we are, under 2 minutes to go, and they continue to show some fight. And then, you know what? Who knows? Maybe you cover an onside kick and you get right back in it.
And the two-point try is good, so the lead is now 14. I believe they're lining up to attempt an onside kick. And And the hands team able to make the crucial recovery. Here's that defense shifting again. Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. And they'll just try to run some clock here, keeping it on the ground. Breaks loose at the 40. That's an explosive gain. They've got him, but the gain all the way to the 28. Timeout called by the defense, their first of the half, as they try to make some adjustments here. And then first down, right back to the running game. Defense gets him down, but they'll take the gain on that play. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. It's a run to the left.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
And the single back takes the handoff. The gain is 4, so it's 2nd and 6. Takes the handoff, and he'll head left. And he'll be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Now it's 3rd and short from the 21. Defense trying to make a stand here and prevent a touchdown. Fakes the handoff here, looking to throw it. Fires it to the wideout. And he will score. Touchdown, Tigers.
You know, coaches love to see a football team that doesn't get caught up in the scoreboard. They're just out executing and doing what needs to be done. That's what we're seeing from this offense. Yeah, they continue to put points on the board and they're pulling away. I just love to see the execution and how they're going about their business.
Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive and advance. This is a crucial W. Great performance, but now the stage gets even bigger. The challenges will continue going forward.
Yeah, more and more pressure will grow as this team continues to win football games. But you and I have been around this team all year long. So impressed with the emotions and how they're able to contain themselves, stay focused on the task at hand. They did that again today. They advance. Cannot wait to watch and see what they can do next week.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.